me since I'm a new chair of the Democratic Party. Thank you. I actually came here in 1995, like many others, with not much money and managed to make a life here, get married, settle down with my children. But while I was here in Broward, watched sort of the debacle of the 2000 election and other things, and thought to myself, this is a place that's a little odd. And coming from Vermont, where we have very orderly elections and everybody participates, I said, this is a place that maybe I need to get involved in working on elections. This is something that I think is important to me. So I started volunteering with the Democratic Party. But I think the one thing that was really, really important and has carried me through to this point as chair was working on the Barack Obama campaigns, both in 2008 and 2012. Historic campaigns that brought together a very diverse group of volunteers and trained them to do outreach themselves in their own community. And I think that's what's particularly important about what Hispanic Vote and Raphael asked me to come and talk about tonight. The Broward Democratic Party really has sort of historically not done a lot of things outside of working directly with campaigns that come in. But this year, really, we are reinvigorating ourselves and are developing our own field program for this election cycle, really for the purpose of doing outreach, frankly, in minority communities in particular. This is something that's, Broward is a very dynamic place, it's a changing place. The electorate is incredibly diverse, and even the Hispanic community itself is diverse within its own ranks, amongst with Peruvians and Cubans and Colombians and Venezuelans and all of these people here. And we as a Democratic Party understand how important they are to our get out the vote process. For those of you who may not know, Hispanics in Florida, in the 2008 election, voted almost 70% for the president, and it's 71% in 2012. So for us here in Broward, we really feel this is incredibly important that we engage this community. So what are we going to do? That's really probably the most important thing. First, we are engaging in a really aggressive fundraising program. One thing that we really would like to do is hire more staff at the Broward Democratic Party, in particular Spanish-speaking staff. The Florida Democratic Party has recently brought on a new Hispanic outreach person who's working in Miami-Dade. But here in Broward, we felt we really need to take things on our own to some extent because of who we are and how important this county is statewide. So that's sort of our first line of engagement that we want to have. We want to make sure that we have somebody working with us who can help us do outreach specifically within the Hispanic community, help us develop programs and other things. We're also going to do the things that we normally have always done, which is vote by mail, door-to-door canvassing, voter registration, but we're going to do it in a much more aggressive way as a local Democratic Party and recruit from within neighborhoods so that we can have people in the communities that are most important to us doing the outreach to the voters. This is really the most important thing we think we can do to help engage people from all backgrounds, and in particular the Hispanic community. For example, out here in the southwest part of the county, our cities are 30% to 45% Hispanic. We want to make sure that we have a very diverse volunteer base so that we can talk to voters at the doors and have somebody stand there who looks like them, who understands what the issues are, and can communicate to them what's important about voting in this upcoming election. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought just here a little bit. What else do we do? We also, of course, have a Hispanic caucus that we're working to develop with some new young leadership. I'm also here with my friend Lourdes Diaz, who's done communications in the Hispanic community for over 30 too many years, so she doesn't want me to say, but who's an integral part of our operation at the Broward Democratic Party. We also, of course, want to make sure that we're talking about the issues that are most important.
And the media, and how important it is.
Sorry, Lourdes is interrupting me. So we're also, of course, developing our Facebook communications, our Twitter, our email. Our hope would be eventually to be also communicating in Spanish as well, because that should be something that we should make a major focus of what we want to do. We're also we also want to make sure that we're communicating on the issues that are most important, I think, to the Hispanic community. This is perhaps something that might be somewhat controversial here in this crowd, I don't know, but I think we're all concerned about immigration, and I'm concerned sort of about the tone that has been taken recently on the immigration issue, and it's unfortunate, frankly, and I would hate to see that issue be used to divide people, and it's most important, I think, in a county like ours that is so diverse. We need to recognize that Hispanic immigrants here in Broward County are, frankly, an integral part of this county. They are leaders in the business community. They are a force to be reckoned with. And so we need to recognize that path to citizenship, and allowing people to come to this country is important. And so here, us at the Broward Democratic Party are going to reinforce that message, frankly, when we're out there, and make sure that everyone understands where we are on that issue as a party here in Broward. Of course, we also talk about other bread and butter issues that I think are really always important to everyone, but are education, supporting public education, the economy, and also healthcare, of course, making sure everyone has access to affordable healthcare. Really, our purpose, I think, though, is not to be so much dictatorial in like saying who we are, but to reach out into the community and bring people in. This is something, I think, that when you're building a grassroots effort at the local level is incredibly important. One thing that, while the Hispanic community is large in Broward, as a percentage of the population, what I don't see is a lot of representation in government, in particular at the local level, the city levels, the county commission, the school board. This is something that, frankly, has to change, and political parties need to really reach out and find leaders to join them and recruit them and support them in running for local office. So another more long-term project, frankly, that we're working on, in addition to the sort of the traditional field operations that a local Democratic Party does, would be to recruit people to fill city boards so they can get the experience they need in order to run for city government. We have some training programs that are coming up for some people who are running for local office so that they can get the skills they need to run successfully. And of course, for those people who are already running, making sure that we're working with them and providing them technical support that they need to reach voters directly at the doors. So these are just some of the things that we're working on. It's a lot, really. But I'm really proud of like where we're going as a Democratic Party here in Broward, and I hope that everyone will come to our meetings, listen to what we're going to say, and join with us if they want to, and help us do some really good work here in Broward. So thank you very much, Ralph.